a petition to have me stay in Lakewood because they were much more zufrieden with Mintzberg. So Baruch Hashem, I could always count on Moshe Adler to give me a boost. Okay, so let's see where we're holding. So the Gemara says we have a machloikis between Reb Shimon and the Rabbanon if libun of whitening wool is going to be a shinui. The Tanya we learned gazazoi tavai va'argoi. You did all this, you shore it, you spun it, and you wove it. That's considered enough of a shinui ein mitzaref, and now this wool won't be mitzaref to the mass of wool you need to trigger a chiyuv of reishus, I guess.
You can get kicked off. You can get kicked off of YouTube for whitening anything.
That's right. Maybe that's what I said. Maybe that's what got us thrown off to begin with. However,
no, we were referring to Bava Black Sheep, Dave.
Yeah, backflip, whitening the black sheep.
Livnai. What if you made it white? Reb Shimon Omer ein mitzaref. It will not be mitzaref. Clearly, it's a shinui. So maybe the brisa that we quoted earlier that said livnai is a shinui that's going to go to Reb Shimon. The brisa that says dafka dying and not livon is a shinui that would be going according to the Chacham. Rav Amar, you don't need to say that. Hava Reb Shimon. You could say they're both Reb Shimon, but there's two types of libun. One that's considered a shinui and one not. How the nafs and the futze, how the sakas ruke. Nafs and the futze, Rashi says, is just with your hand, you brush it off a little bit. That's not enough of a change to be considered a shinui. And that's the brisa that says libun wouldn't work. But the brisa that says libun is a shinui, the sakas ruke, you combed it out, that's a much more permanent change to the wool, and that would be considered a shinui. You could merely whiten it by cleaning it, or you could actually ignite, I believe, sulfur underneath it, and that smoke somehow whitens the wool. So, you whiten it with sulfur. I believe gofris is sulfur to whiten it more. That's enough to make a shinui, but somehow cleaning it, whitening it wouldn't. Zok the Gemara. We're going to demonstrate shortly that even dyeing it a different color, according to Reb Shimon, does not suffice as a shinui. Libun have a shinui. You're going to say that libun is a shinui. Clearly, dyeing something is so much more of a shinui than merely whitening, and we're going to shortly demonstrate that Reb Shimon knows even if you dye wool, it's not a shinui. So how could Reb Shimon say that libun is a shinui? The Tanya we learned, Gazos Rishon V'Tzavai, if you store one sheep at a time and you dyed it, or Rishon V'Tzavai, you spun it, Rishon V'Argoi, or you wove it, Ein Mitzaref. It's not Mitzaref. Like Reb Shimon ben Yehuda, Aimer Mishum Reb Shimon, Tzavai Mitzaref. So Reb Shimon is specifically saying that even if you dye the wool, it's not a shinui. So how could dyeing wool not be a shinui while whitening wool is a shinui? Rabbi Lakasha. Who said in the name of Reb Shimon that dying is not a shinui? It was Reb Shimon ben Yehuda. There might be an argument of what Reb Shimon actually said. Reb Shimon ben Yehuda said that dying is not a shinui, and therefore libun will neither be a shinui. But the Rabbanan might hold that libun is a shinui, and dying is also a shinui. Gewaltig. Zok the Gemara, Rav Amar lo'olam lo'y pligi Rabbanan lo'y Reb Shimon ben Yehuda. No. There's no dispute in what Reb Shimon holds. Reb Shimon has one shita, and it's possible to say that dyeing is not a shinui and whitening is a shinui. How is it possible? The shiny tseva hoil v'yochal avira yitzavah. It was a type of dye that could technically be washed out with detergent. Whitening wool is permanent. Dyeing wool that could be washed out with detergent is not permanent. So in fact, it's not fair to say that sometimes dyeing wool is not a shinui because it could be washed out. And whitening wool would be a shinui. We have a brisa that says that dyeing is a shinui. And we said that's going according to everybody, even Reb Shimon. Dyeing, he said, is not a shinui. So that's Kala Ilan Deloy Ovar. Kala Ilan is a dye that is an imposter to Tcheles, But regardless, Tchelas does not run, Tchelas does not come out, and Kala Ilon does not come out. So now there's so many different things. There's dyeing with a dye that'll wash out. That's not a shinui. There's dyeing with a permanent dye that is a shinui. And even with whitening, there's a whole bunch of different ways to whiten. Some of them are considered a shinui, and some of them are not considered a shinui. Gewaltig. Omar Abaye. Abaye said, and this is really a new sugya, but we'll still just get to the bottom of the Omar. Omar Abaye. We're talking about shinui is not Konah. Zokt Abaye, Reb Shimon ben Yehuda, Ubei Shammai, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, Rabbi Lozer, Rabbi Shmuel, all of these five Tanoim, in some fashion or another, they all hold that a shinui, Rashi says, ein zos, versus bailim harishonim, vafil nishtana. A shinui has no impact. There's five Tanoim who hold a shinui have no impact. Rabbi Shimon ben Yehuda had Amar. Right? Rabbi Shimon ben Yehuda said in the name of Rabbi Shimon that even if you dye wool, it doesn't have an impact. So that's the first shita that we see. He holds shinui is not Konah. Beis Shammai, Mahi. Where do you see Beis Shammai holds that a shinui is not Konah? The Tana we learned nasan lachit in besnam. Someone who gave a zoina as payment wheat kernels. Vasan soilos. She made a shinui on them. She made them into flour. She ground them. Or zaysim. They gave her olive. Vasan shemen. She squeezed them out and she made them into oil. Anovim vasan yayin. Tani chada osir. We have one brayta that says it's osir, meaning the shinui doesn't change its status. It's still osir to be brought as a carbon. The Tanya Edech and the other brayta said mutter. But Amar Rabbi Yosef, and Rabbi Yosef said, Tani Gurion Demei Aspirik. Gurion of Aspirik taught us an important halacha. Who is the author of the brayta that says mutter, and who is the author of the brayta that says osir? Zok the Gemara, turning on to Tzadik Dalman Aleph, Beis Shammai Oisrin, Ubeis Hillel Matirin. My time at the Beis Shammai. Why did Beis Shammai say it's still osir? Omer Kra, it says in the pasuk Gam Shneim. It says Toyavas Hashem Gam Shneim, inside the Esnan Zoina, inside the Mechir Kelev, L'Rabbi Shinuyayim. The Torah is teaching you that even a shinui does not have an impact. So this is the makar to Abaye that Beis Shammai held shinui is not Konah. We still Omer. It says haim dafka those objects themselves, not if there's a shinui. Ubeis Shammai haksiv haim. What is Beis Shammai going to do with the puzzle that says haim to exclude if they were changed in status? If someone gave a woman an esnan zoina, and the sheep that he gave the woman had a child, that child will be mutter l'mizbeach. Ubeisil tarti shamas mina haim v'loy shinuyim, and the haim v'loy v'loy sayim. Doesn't it say Gam? Gam Shneim, where Beis Shammai uses it to tell you that includes even if it changed. Gam Beis Hillel Kasha. We'll have an issue what we're going to do with Gam according to Beis Hillel. So Abaye said there's 5 to 9 world shinus not Konah. So far we cover 2. We covered Reb Shimon ben Yehuda, who says in the name of Reb Shimon that dyeing something won't change the status, and we have Beis Shammai who says that even if there's a shinu and an esnan, it's still going to be usher. We're still going to have 3 more shitas that illustrate, according to Abaye, that Shinui is not Konah. And we'll be Mamshech Bezhem tomorrow. Okay, everyone should have a good Tavach, a gebench Tavach, a tzlachah Tavach, and
Yosy, leave the room open, okay?
We'll do.
Just you can stop the recording.
Okay, perfect. I will do that.
It can make me, you can